The system that generates favor is fasting. See, that's why when you tell Christians to do spiritual things they don't, they are in trouble. When you fast, it creates favor over your life. In Esther chapter 4 verse 16, Esther said to Mordecai, go and tell the people to take a fast for me. I too will fast for 3 days. And he said, afterwards I will go to the king. If I perish, I perish. Because if you go to the king when you are not invited, he will kill you. And Esther chapter 5 from verse 1, he said when Esther came in, when it was not the time for her to come, he said the king looked at her and found favor in her sight, and the king beckoned for her to come. And when Esther came, see what transpired in verse 3. This is somebody who is standing at the risk of being beheaded. So, and you know this king has this capacity. He was organizing a banquet. He called his wife, come and dance, and the wife didn't come. That was the last day she saw him. He stripped her of her status and immediately organized to marry another woman. So this king has that capacity. But Esther had done something that provoked favor. In verse 3 it said the king said unto her, what wilt thou? Now a man asked you, what do you want? You have not answered. The man now started answering for you. Number 1, he said, what is thy request? It shall be given. Thank God for the perfume you are using. I know your perfume is worth 2 million. But if that's all you spread on your body, you are in trouble. When you are going to enter a place where your destiny will be decided, in addition to perfume, carry the fragrance of favor. Carry it. Carry it. It will change your life. There are many things that engender favor. Kind words provoke favor. Kind words. Kind words. You see why some people talk arrogantly and carelessly? They don't know their mind, their own destiny. Kind words. As simple as it is. If you want to be productive, my brother, my sister, you need a lot of favor. People won't receive you because you are the best. They will receive you because you are favored. Trust me, until Jesus comes, most of the best will be rejected. But there's no day a man who is favored will be rejected. Favor breaks protocols. Even royal protocols can be broken because of favor. And so if you want to be fruitful, make sure you obey the law of favor. Carry enough of it. It will change your story forever. Israel became mighty by favor. Esther saved the whole of Israel by the power of favor. Productivity is tied to favor. Law number 6 is the law of the blessing. Everybody who is prospering on earth was blessed. I'm telling you. In Genesis 1:28, when we read, before God told them be fruitful, he said, and the Lord blessed them. If you don't bless them, they cannot be fruitful, no matter how hardworking they are. Hard work is good, but the most hardworking people are not the richest people. And if you think it's a lie, go to where they are building. The people who work the hardest are those who are carrying blocks and sand. When they mix one pan, they say it's there 40 naira or 80 naira. Meanwhile, the engineer shows up and say, okay, do this, do this, do this, do that, and he goes away. He is earning over 1,000 times more than what all of them are earning put together. He worked hard in the university, but now he is talking. So hard work is good, but in addition to hard work, my brother, you need something else. There is a blessing. He said, the blessings of the Lord, it maketh rich and added no sorrow to it. So you must make sure that you carry a blessing on your life. There's a blessing we receive from the. If you have authority over people, correct them to avoid it. But never find yourself in a position where you are rebelling against systems that bless. This kingdom is a relay race. It says without every contradiction, the less is blessed of the better. Without every contradiction, there's no argument in this matter. If you want to be productive in this life, you must always stay under the blessing. Because it is the blessing that causes you to prosper. The word blessed means empowered to prosper. I can tell you different junctions of my life, God used men to shift me. Only God makes men. Very true. Let us make man. But God has many channels. And one of the channels God uses to make men are channels of other men to bless them. Don't you see how the patriarchs preserved Israel? Abraham wants to die. He said he gave gifts to the sons of Keturah. He said, but to Isaac he gave the blessing. Isaac wants to die. Genesis 27. He calls Esau, go and get for me a savory venison. Let me eat and my soul will bless you. I don't bless you by talking. There's something I carry. I transfer it. And when Jacob disguised and came as Esau, from verse 27, hear the way this guy was talking. With so much audacity and authority. Look at Genesis 27:27. He said, and when he came near and kissed him, and his in Exodus 12:36, the Bible said, and God gave favor to the Israelites. And he said they spoiled the Egyptians. In fact, in the verse before, he said they went to them and asked them of gold and diamond. The question is, how can somebody who has been your slave all your life suddenly walk to your room and say, give me your gold? Are you mad? Is something wrong with your head? But you see, when favor is your life, protocol is suspended. When favor is your life, status quo is exonerated. That's why a slave can go to the master, give me that diamond, the one you use for your daughter's wedding, I need it. And the person brought it. That's the power of favor. You think you got the contract because you are the best? Maybe you should check the CVs that were submitted. If you saw them, you won't apply. Because you think you have experience. You came with 15 years experience. The person who is bidding that contract came with 40 years. You studied, you have a PhD, they have first class from Harvard. You know somebody, the president is his cousin. The reason they picked your contract is because something was speaking beyond the natural. And for those who will stand out, the supernatural must be superimposed. This is why those who are not in God, they know darkness. There are places they go with goats, they won't tell you. They know that there are invincible forces that control this realm. Even those who are not into idolatry, they know something about. You hear people talking about law of attraction. They are looking for different means to attract favor. So all these wealthy men, they are doing exercise and they say they are doing yoga meditation. You think they don't know what they are doing? They tell you, we are not religious. Who told you? Everybody worships a spirit. Everybody. You can modernize your own and call it yoga. I can keep my own traditional and come to church. All of us worship spirit because you must have favor. How do you think that Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook when he was nothing? He took over the world. He now created Thread and he failed. That is to tell you that this thing is beyond intelligence. If favor is not credited, you can have the biggest name, you can do everything right and still fail. What he designed now should be superior to what he designed as a student. How come the one he designed as a student succeeded much more than the one he designed as an established global influencer? If you lack favor as a Christian, you will struggle. He said because of favor they came out. Look at Acts chapter 2 verse 47. See why the children of God took over their world. You think they took over because they are apostles? There was favor given to them. He said they were praising God, having favor with all the people. And he said the Lord added to the church daily such as should be saved. So their increase was a function of the favor that was upon their lives. The reason you try, you don't grow. You try, you don't prosper. Most times, favor is lacking. And there are systems that generate favor. One of the systems that generate favor is fasting. See, that's why when you tell Christians to do spiritual things, they don't. They are in trouble. When you fast, it creates favor over your life. In Esther chapter 4 verse 16, Esther said to Mordecai, go and tell the people to take a fast for me. I too will fast for 3 days. And he said, afterwards I will go to the king. If I perish, I perish. Because if you go to the king when you are not invited, he will kill you. And Esther chapter 5 from verse 1, he said when Esther came in, when it was not the time for her to come, he said the king looked at her and found favor in her sight. And the king beckoned for her to come. And when Esther came, see what transpired in verse 3. This is somebody who is standing at the risk of being beheaded. So, and you know this king has this capacity. He was organizing a banquet. He called his wife, come and dance. And the wife didn't come. That was the last day she saw him. He stripped her of her status and immediately organized to marry another woman. So this king has that capacity. But Esther had done something that provoked favor. In verse 3 it said the king said unto her, what wilt thou? Now a man asked you, what do you want? You have not answered. The man now started answering for you. Number one, He said, what is thy request? It shall be given. Thank God for the perfume.